The assault was completely repelled by Ukrainian fighters of the National Guard's Spartan Brigade, in coordination with drone operators from the 414th Separate Brigade of Unmanned Systems Birds of Madyar. According to the Ukrainian side, the enemy relied on fog to mask movement and compensate for limited survivability. The assault group used motorcycles, quad bikes, and lightly modified civilian vehicles. The goal was a rapid breakthrough into a settlement within the brigade's area of responsibility. Despite extremely poor visibility that restricted aerial reconnaissance, Ukrainian forward observation posts detected the enemy advance by sound. This early warning proved decisive. Once movement was confirmed, Ukrainian forces deployed heavy strike drones and FPV loitering munitions, delivering precision strikes against advancing infantry and vehicles. The engagement became the largest single assault faced by the Spartan Brigade in this sector since the beginning of its operations there. Ukrainian forces noted that while similar numbers of Russian personnel had previously been used over extended periods, concentrating such forces into one assault episode was unprecedented in this area. Evidence indicates the attack had been carefully prepared. Russian assault troops wore winter camouflage, and their vehicles had been painted white to blend into the environment. However, Ukrainian defenses were equally prepared. Engineering barriers slowed and disrupted the advance, forcing Russian troops to abandon their vehicles and scatter on foot, where they were further targeted by drones. Importantly, the assault involved no heavy armored vehicles. Instead, Russia relied entirely on fast, lightly protected platforms. Ukrainian commanders note that under current battlefield conditions, such small mobile groups can pose a greater threat than traditional armored personnel carriers, as they are harder to detect in time, and can exploit gaps between positions if not neutralized quickly. The brigade reports that 80 Russian soldiers were killed. 2 more were wounded, and 2 invaders were taken prisoner. The number of personnel is equivalent to a full-strength Russian infantry platoon. In terms of equipment, the enemy lost 10 quad bikes, 4 motorcycles, and 6 civilian vehicles. According to official information from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, on January 31, 2026, Ukrainian defenders fought off 80 Russian assault actions in the Pokrovsk direction. Fighting took place in Mirnohrad, Pokrovsk, Kotlin, Udachna, Molodetska, and Filia, as well as toward Ivanivka, Novopidorodna, and Rodinske. Militarny previously reported that during an attempt to redeploy forces, Russian troops lost dozens of units of light vehicles on the approaches to Pokrovsk. The Ukrainian Defense Forces struck part of the equipment while it was still in transit between Shevchenkovy and Pokrovsk. New combat drone footage captures the complete collapse of an enemy assault attempt as attacking forces are detected, tracked, and struck while moving through destroyed buildings and winter terrain. The video opens over a bleak, frozen battlefield. Snow-covered ground, shattered structures, and bare tree lines form a landscape already scarred by fighting. From above, a reconnaissance drone scans the area, its targeting interface locking onto movement below. Enemy assault troops can be seen advancing on foot, using ruined buildings and wooded cover to conceal their approach. The attackers attempt to disperse across the ruins, moving between collapsed walls and tree lines in a coordinated push. From the drone's perspective, every movement is exposed. The crosshairs follow individual soldiers as they try to take positions inside damaged structures, clearly preparing for an assault on nearby defenses. Seconds later, the situation turns decisively. Precision strikes hit the identified positions. Explosions rip through the ruins, blasting debris and snow into the air. Structures that once provided cover are torn apart, and the assault force is thrown into chaos. Smoke quickly blankets the impact zones, obscuring visibility and cutting off further movement. The drone remains overhead, adjusting its angle and continuing to monitor the area. Additional strikes follow, targeting positions where movement was detected moments earlier. The advance stalls completely. What began as an organized assault dissolves under sustained aerial pressure. As the smoke lingers, the battlefield grows still. No coordinated movement remains visible. The drone continues its surveillance pass, confirming the result. The attack has been stopped before it could reach its objective. This continuous observation phase is decisive. By the time strikes begin, target locations are already confirmed and corrected in real time. Explosions strike directly into the occupied ruins and nearby cover. The effects are immediate. Debris, snow, and smoke engulf the impact zones, and visible movement sharply decreases. The strikes do not appear random. They follow the pattern of earlier movement, suggesting targeting based on observed behavior rather than guesswork. By the final moments of the footage, the battlefield is largely static. Smoke lingers over destroyed positions, and no organized assault movement remains visible. The drone continues surveillance, indicating assessment rather than engagement is now the priority. The footage reinforces how control of the airspace, even at low altitude through drones, reshapes the battlefield. Ground forces are no longer just fighting what's in front of them, but what is watching from above. This footage underscores the brutal reality of modern warfare. Assaults no longer unfold unseen. From the moment troops move, they are watched, measured, and engaged from above. Drones have turned the battlefield into an open field of vision where speed, concealment, and surprise are no longer enough to guarantee survival. The attempted breakthrough ends not with a firefight at close range, but with a decisive response from the air.
Готовься на огонь.
Меньше 1, 55, 8.